work at farm level to increase productivity without really trying to have the pull effect of the same milk.
Okay.
So we need to also be sure that we are sure that farmers who are entering in this agribusiness also get stable markets.
Okay.
That is a very key driver of all these agribusiness enterprises that we're trying to start. So because again, as you said earlier about glut, farmers are actually realizing that dairy is a very important agribusiness, or they're commercializing their dairy, moving from the previous kind of production systems that was traditional. So moving towards commercial, then it means that they also have to be sure that the products are going to be marketed.
Fantastic.
And that is very important that we actually now start building that culture of milk consumption within our kids. That's what you gain from, like I gain from, and a few others who are probably in this age bracket. So basically, it is building the market to be more stable and making sure that we also expand our per capita consumption and to be able to absorb our production.
Interesting. Many thanks there, Dr. Chris Silali, representing Kenya Markets Trust. And of course, we had the honor of having the MD for Kenya Dairy Board, that is Margaret Kibugi, to just speak on this interesting issue around milk consumption across the country. So it is quite a timely moment, or Kaba, looking at these developments where we are likely to see more younger people having the school milk program actually working this time round. I don't know, what do you make of this initiative now that we are facing another rainy season ahead?
Indeed, Mombasa County, having been the first to roll this out in the past, 46 other counties out there. The fact that in parts of Nyandarua at one point we had to literally pour milk that was, didn't have any market access. It improved logistics, and I know, of course, improved the innovation in terms of getting milk at affordable prices to the market as and when needed. And of course, the development of export markets will be key.
All right. And perhaps, I don't know if the MD would be able to tell us how soon should you expect this to be rolled out to the other counties?
We are making very good progress with the other counties. And
right.
For sustainability, we'd like them to create structures.
Okay.
So that it is just not one-off, because we've come from a history where we had challenges and we have learned from those challenges. And we are working with over 20 counties that have already established technical committees and have set aside budgets so that they can be able to start the program more effectively. And also based on the resolutions that we had in Mombasa, we had a representation of 44 counties coming for the conference, where we discussed various issues and came up with resolutions so that we can be looking at them.
Great.
Okay.
Well, Wakaba, we've heard it from the people running the industry that it's going to eventually work. Let's see how it goes in the coming days.
Okay, indeed. Thank you very much, and to the panel for taking the time to talk to us. An interesting discussion right there, indeed, with a bit of nostalgia, because back in the day, that program really made a difference. And today, lots of young Kenyans out there eagerly awaiting their school milk, of course, to bridge their deficit in terms of nutrition. Now, moving on, well, I bet you never ever thought that we'd be training people on how to consume, eat, and maybe raise fish, while the consumption of fish remains an anathema for many people in central Kenya. With sensitization of the community on fish consumption and its benefits be a key point of focus. As a result, the Kiambu County government is setting up training centers in every sub-county in order to train and interest the youth in fish farming technology. Meanwhile, the country is set to host the first ever East Africa Aquaculture Symposium. Ashley Mazuri has more on this story.
Not long ago, fish farming was considered as a traditional practice that was the preserve of communities living near the country's lake and coastal strip. But as time went by, the change in lifestyle saw communities embracing the delicacy, which increased the demand and production of fish. In Kiambu County, fish farming was embraced after the government introduced fish farming under the economic stimulus plan, with farmers getting profit from the small-scale business. Jen Waryunge is one of the fish farmers who has excelled in Kiambu and is making millions of money in greenhouse fish farming in a small plot. She does fish fertilization and sells fingerings locally and is looking forward to finding an export market as the fish farming business flourishes.
We want our youth to come back to the shamba. We want our youth so that they can have small scale business so that they can grow.
According to the Minister for Agriculture, Kiambu County Government, Monica Waiganjo, fish farming does the best in a densely populated area like Kiambu, where there is scarcity of land. She says fish farming can be undertaken on a quarter of an acre of land or even in your rented house, as all you need is a small tank. Small tanks can hold over 1,000 fish. The minister further urged the youths to embrace the evolution of the practice, to embrace the new technology and do fish farming in greenhouses as a way to curb unemployment and the dependence of white-collar jobs despite devolution.
We are seeing an increase in the people that are engaging in aquaculture.
Going forward, Kiambu County plans on setting aside 10 million shillings every year in restocking fish ponds initiated by the national government during the economic stimulus programs. The news comes ahead of a 3-day fish farming symposium to be held at the Jomo Kenyatta Institute of Agriculture and Technology this week. Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.
Well, from Kiambu County to Turkana County, which has in the past been in the limelight, especially during the complex humanitarian emergencies, perennial drought and subsequent food shortages due to unreliable rainfall, is now a thing of the past in some places as pastoralists adopt crop production through irrigation. This is a move that has seen the production of a bumper harvest in this county. On this week's episode of The Next Frontier in Agriculture, Philip Keitani visited some Turkana County farmers and brings us the following report.
Meet Jen Nyamuri, a mother of 6 from Katilu in Turkana County, and a former pastoralist that has since dropped herding and pastoral life for subsistence farming. Something she says has changed her life for the better and that of her family, guaranteeing them enough food all year round.
Kwa tunachunga ng'ombe, mbuzi. Kwa tuna mama hatukuwa tumejua mambo ya hapa vile iko. Lakini wakati tulijiunga na hapa tukajua hata ikatupungua hali ya uchumi.
With parts of Kenya currently facing
a crop, because the first thing is to have food security in the region. From there now, let us find something now to put in the pocket through horticultural crops.
NIB also introduced the farmers to the National Cereals and Produce Board in 2012, and 2,800 bags of maize, each weighing 90 kilograms, were delivered to the Lodwar depot. The Irrigation Board also linked farmers that had planted watermelons to Talo Oil Company, where farmers sold their rippled melons.
Juzi, tumepata ujuzi aina nyingi ambayo imetusaidia hata kilimo kwamba tunaweza panda mahindi na tupande tena mimea zingine baada ya mahindi. Na hizo kilimo cha mahindi, tukipanda mahindi hiyo inatusaidia kwa chakula. Alafu tukipanda hizi mimea zingine ambayo ni ya short period ya siku chache, ambayo ni za miezi 3, miezi 2, inatusaidia kifedha na tunapata pesa za kulipia wanafunzi.
NIB has since introduced other crop varieties in the area, such as the Nerika for rice, green grams, watermelons, tissue culture bananas, and butternuts. This has helped in control of pests, diseases, and improvement of soil fertility. With some parts of the country experiencing one of the worst droughts in recent times, this former pastoral community in Katilu, Turkana County, is a happy lot after abandoning pastoralism for subsistence farming, which is now providing enough food for their families and the neighboring communities. Philip Keitani for The Next Frontier.
Well, indeed, on that foodie note, we want to bring it to a close, but just before we go, to bring you up to speed on the conversation on Twitter, of course, we had asked you, has the school milk feeding program had any impact in expanding the dairy sector in the country? Well, we, of course, want to bring you up to speed on just exactly what you're saying. The hashtag has been KTN Business Today, and this coming in from David Lish Bongay, and he says, Well, the program is a brilliant one, but necessary framework needs to be in place, then fully implemented, but make use of the fresh skills that we have out here. And just to bring you up to speed on another one, Kibet Collins saying we haven't experienced this so far, but it would surely be welcome. Of course, that's going to show that this is a program that people do want to hear about and that they're waiting for eagerly. Just to read one more, Babul Babs saying it had impact both on education and the dairy sector. Parents used to enroll their children and as well as sell milk to the program. Well, to bring you the results of what exactly you are saying, a total of 72% of you say yes, the program has significant impact, while 28% say no. That, of course, pointing to the diverse conversation that continues to be out there. Well, we want to bring it there on to a close there on KTN Business today. But standing by to bring us Worldview is my colleague Yvonne. Well, it has been a busy day out there for our reporters. What exactly do they have lined up for us over the next 1 hour, Yvonne?
Yeah, quite a bit happening on the international front, as well as some news from Rwanda, an apology way back after the 1994 genocide. So we have that and more. Thanks very much, Peter.
Well, indeed, quite something to look forward to over the next 1 hour. Headlines making well, news right across the country, right across the region, and right across the world. That's why we bring it to a close here on KTN Business today. My name is Peter Kaba. Hope to see you again at the same time tomorrow to bring you up to date on matters making business headlines here on KTN News. From us here in studio, it is do have yourselves a good afternoon.